My beautiful souls, to begin this daily reading, Spirit is saying very clearly, it's this or something better, and I am gentle with myself in transitions. So, I feel like this collective wants to be further ahead. You're wanting to figure everything out. It's the sense of Spirit saying, in the midst of a period where things feel and are experienced a bit easier, we're needing to catch our breath and, maybe focus upon certain potential choices for the future, but not overdo it all the meanwhile. But it feels like this collective is really looking at what you have. It's like you're looking at the commitment or maybe multiple commitments at hand in a very, very realistic, maybe easygoing kind of light. But it's just this feeling of you maybe wanting to be elsewhere, or at least thinking about when the time arrives, you potentially or actually choosing something different for yourself. But I do feel like they're pointing out, again, potential choices, and they're saying you can either choose this or you can choose something better. And then they're saying, well, why in the world are you at this point even partially considering something that isn't better for you? And so I feel like this energy period pushes us each to remember that we deserve the best. And so I also feel like it's like the energy is still transitioning, if that makes sense. We think about how we each recently went through the full moon in Aquarius and the 8/8 portal, but that wasn't really the heaviness that we were feeling. It was more so the full moon and Mercury retrograde. But although the retrograde isn't over just yet, it's feeling like the energy is, it is over today. Is today the 11th or is it the 10th? That I'm reading it. Anyways, you may be watching it when Mercury retrograde does come to a close, so that could be playing into things, excuse me. Although you may still stumble on your speech a bit. But I do feel like this is going to be a day as well where Spirit's saying, just flow with the changes, right? Flow with how you're feeling things should be changed, and you're going to see better results. What else do we have? There's also a feeling within this collective, within your energy, that you're not completely satisfied. And I mean, that matches up with what we've been saying with these first two cards, or more so the something better card. But let's see what else. It also feels like Spirit's trying to push you to silence yourself at certain points. Maybe it's because Spirit speaks through you a lot, like myself. It could be because you've been too much of a chatterbox, no offense. But the Three of Pentacles, okay. So, as I catch my breath, I feel like you are being put into the limelight at this time so that you can, choose better is what I'm hearing. But a lot of you are being pushed to envision yourself more so in the spotlight, while you are more in the spotlight than you think or feel in certain moments throughout this day period. Does that make sense? But look at this. The imagery there is giving me very much the message of the dots connecting for you, things starting to make more sense as the day trickles on. But I also feel like the day reminds each of us to allow for the answers, the clarity, the better understanding, what we each individually need to and want to know and be connected to. Just let that flow to you and kind of pop up as it's meant to. Feeling Spirit's helping you a lot with this, but also your intuition, right? Because I see some of you in the recent past maybe pulling too many oracle and tarot cards, trying to watch too many readings. It's just this feeling of you wanting to kind of create the flow of that better understanding instead of just letting it come in when it's divinely meant to. And Spirit saying we can't have you feeling this unnecessary overflow of knowledge intake in different forms when there's a lot of other benefits that you're meant to be gaining at this time. To move right along, the Two of Wands makes sense over here because it gives very much the feeling of you, if you look at this, riding and proceeding forward along quite a bumpy path, or at least at certain points. But if we think about the Two of Wands, it gives us the message of, somebody focusing upon maybe even going after, maybe not more so going after, but thinking about and focusing upon what you don't have. And so it goes back to, you choosing between something if not something better. And so I also feel that you are going to sense that this is a time. I want to put the Six of Swords over here, sorry, as I struggle. They're also saying that when you feel like you're being prepared to sail towards something different, something better, this is because that's your current day preparation reality. I feel like you're also going to be seeing some positive results due to past efforts, even maybe current day efforts, but it just doesn't seem like enough for you. It almost feels like you've been promised by spirit, by the universe, by other aspects of life. You've been promised so much more than what's at hand, but then spirit's saying stop and look around, in a sense, maybe smell the roses, but look at what you have at hand. Things aren't as bad as they feel at times, and they aren't as bad as they've been feeling due to all the planetary heaviness in transition that we've been each experiencing. And I also want to remind you that you're not alone. I don't know who needs to hear that. You are not alone, my friend. The Queen of Wands over here, because it feels like in the midst of this transitional time for each of us, you are finding that your passionate side is more delicately, more easily coming out to be utilized. I almost said to play, and that could be applicable as well, but it feels more so a utilization in a very easy, strategic, even spiritually connected kind of way, if not multiple ways. Now, when you feel uncomfortable, a sense of discomfort, adjust, all right? Because I see you being maybe too busy or distracted, maybe spiritually in a moment, right? Spirits just doing their thing. And then you are in a moment of where you're sitting in discomfort, or the energy is uncomfortable otherwise. Or maybe it's the way I'm hearing your arm is, okay? You could be like leaning on your arm, lounging or something. Just adjust, all right? And if you need to step away from a situation for a bit of time, if you can, I always say that's going to be extremely smart of you, because to sit in uncomfortable energy especially, so bad for you. You have no idea how much that can affect you, especially my empaths, longer after the fact than you even realize. Anyways, but I also feel like it's kind of this compassionate but emotionally dry state that each of you feel to be in at this time, where I honestly feel like that isn't leaving you in an emotionally disconnected way per se, but is leaving you less emotionally, maybe less emotionally driven, but less emotionally, it's like you're not putting that heaviness into things, okay? And so I feel like this is one of Spirit's ways of saying that's helping you manifest, because I always say that when you're too emotionally connected to an outcome, or what you wish to manifest, see come to fruition, that heaviness will most definitely alter the process of it easily coming to be. Could even prevent it. But the Knight of Wands wants to be put back in the deck. I'm so sorry. While we move on to the Ace of Wands at the top of your reading. Because, my friend, I feel like you, in a sense, need to view maybe not just this day in of itself, but the upcoming day or two as well. Keeping in mind energy is fluid. This is needing to be felt and experienced like a new, fresh spark, a new start for you, okay? An easier one, a less messed with one. A more grounded existence is to be created now and moving forward, as changes will feel more than ever like a must. Excuse me. But then they're also reminding you it's understandable when you have to stop and catch your breath. It's understandable when you have a lot going on, and even maybe the past kind of sparks a little bit of, I'm hearing, what is it, PTSD? You've gone through a lot, all right? And so I feel like this is a time for you to remember that people understand this, okay, more than you begin to even realize. But I do want to wrap this up by saying, once again, it's this or something better, my friend. You are in the driver's seat, and you will be prepared to choose. And just be gentle with yourself, my beautiful souls, for you are in the midst of a huge transitional period. Take care.